This over here is a jade pyramid, and this was made out of amethyst. Whoa, what's this weird jewel over here? Seems very beautiful. Well, let's first analyze what exactly it is. It seems to be having a metallic base. I don't know what metal is it. Iron, platinum, aluminum, silver. Well, I don't know. But the point is, it's sort of white. It's also embedded with so many beautiful gemstones. Precious and semi-precious alike. But whoa, look at this weird, huge jewel over here. This big, beautiful gem cut in an oval, perfect. Believe it or not, guys, it's the Koh-i-noor. The word Kohinoor literally means mountain of lights in Persian. Wait, did the Persian guy somehow gift it to the Britons? Or what? And how even did the Britons get their hand on the jewel? Is there a secret curse on it? From where does this jewel originate even? We'll all find out in this video. Ah, perfect. The world map. Look over here, guys. Wherever this weird Vijayawada is, around here was the Warangal kingdom. Somewhere around over here was the mouth of the river Krishna. And around the mouth of the river Krishna over here was the Kohinoor Diamond mine. The only diamond mine at the time. So yeah, guys, at the Kohinoor Diamond mine, the Kakatiya miners found a massive gemstone of 14 grams. 14, guys. This diamond was kept in the Warangal treasuries. It was found around in 1294 CE. At that time in North India, a power called the Delhi Sultanate was arising. They made their capital New Delhi, at least present-day New Delhi. At that time, the name was Delhi-i-Kuhana. It was the reign of Alauddin Khilji. Around that time, he sent his general and favorite slave, Malik Kafur, to campaign down in the south and capture a booty, huge booties. Now this Mamluk later on went on to different places to battle. One of them included Warangal, where he defeated the Kakatiyas in 1300 CE. A huge booty was took from them, including a lot of gold and that precious 14-gram gem, all shipped back to New Delhi. Alright, so over here, the 14-gram gem was shipped all the way to Delhi. There, Khilji wrote a curse about it. Whatever man owns this gem shall die due to unpredicted causes, in spite of being the ruler of the world. If a woman or god owns it, then he is perfectly fine, or she. Eventually, Khilji died. Was it because of old age or plotted assassination by his favorite Mamluk, Malik Kafur? Well, probably. But later on, Kafur appointed Khilji's youngest son as the puppet emperor. But Khilji's eldest son, Mubarak, was strictly against it. After a month or maybe 6 months, Mubarak himself was assassinated. And then the guy who took control was Ghazi Malik, the assassin of Mubarak, and he renamed himself to Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. The Delhi Sultanate was at that time at a very high power, so that's why everybody wanted their hands on the Sultanate. And one such guy was Ghiyasuddin's own nephew and son-in-law, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Eventually, bin Tughlaq assassinated Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq and took control of the Delhi Sultanate. He was also termed as the wise fool. But why so? Well, let's see. While he was literate, he also made some very poor decisions. Around the Ganga Delta, there was a famine, means a shortage of food. But then Muhammad bin Tughlaq increased the taxes. Unable to pay the taxes, the people either revolted or just ran away. Very dumb. He sent an army of 10,000 to invade Tibet and China eventually. Unfortunately, the army had to meet the Himalaya mountains which bordered India and China. So there is this urban myth which says only 10 people survived. Where did those 9,990 people go? Well, they died due to frostbite, fatigue, and I don't know. Cannibalism. I guess. Now, since the Delhi treasury was eventually running out of gold, silver, and well, whatever, he started minting new, simpler gold, silver, and copper coins. Unfortunately, those coins were very, very easy to mint. So that's why the people of the Delhi Sultanate started minting their own coins. But what was his worst mistake is to shift his capital from New Delhi to Daulatabad, somewhere near Pune. That there were fertile lands, a lot of trade going on, means there were a lot of caravanserais, a lot of people who had settled over there, and also there was still some space left over for some beautiful palaces. Alongside, of course, with a bunch of barracks, stables, and whatever. Well, the journey was very well planned with some rest stops, praying sites, or piers for Hindus and Muslims and Sikhs and whatever alike. Well, I don't think that Sikhism was invented at the time, but never mind. There were piers, rest stops, water areas, food areas, and well, whatnot. In spite of all that planning, a lot of people died due to fatigue and disease. Many people fled from the shift back to Delhi. And instead of bin Tughlaq making a garrison over there, he sent almost half of his army over to Delhi to kill all the civilians who tried to return. He'd make his laws work even though it's by force. Sadly, after he reached, he realized that it was a dumb mistake. So do you know what he decided? To shift the capital back to Delhi. Why? Now, first of all, after shifting his capital to Daulatabad, he doesn't seem satisfied. Second of all, neither are all of his civilians satisfied. There's a lot of pressure over there. Third of all, an invader can all of a sudden come on the weakened northern frontier, a very important part of the Sultanate, and just invade it and then have free land. Immediately, Tughlaq decided that he'll go back to Delhi. Much bigger mistake. While traveling on the journey, his mates were struck by the bubonic plague. Plus, I forgot to mention that there were a lot of rebellions that could have happened easily over there. So to control one such rebellion, bin Tughlaq died on one of the trips. Was he assassinated by his own troops or what? Well, no one knows for sure. But all we know is that Tughlaq died. After Muhammad bin Tughlaq came his son, Firoz Shah Tughlaq. He made many amendments to the laws, which bin Tughlaq were written poorly. But unfortunately, on a wintry cold day, Timur came knocking at the Delhi doors. He was met with a bunch of raging elephants with poisoned tusks. Timur immediately hatched a brilliant plan. He loaded a bunch of wood and hay and whatever onto some camels, poked the camel bombs after being lit with some sticks, and then the elephants either ran away or died in the explosions. After a while, Timur left a bunch of generals. One general took control of the Sultanate. After a while, his son and then his son's son or his grandson took rule. I don't remember his real name, but I think it's Alam Shah. And he handed over the crown to Behlol Lodi. Now, probably the reason why he did that was to live a good life in the city. Or maybe he wanted to escape from the Kohinoor curse. And yep, that gem was the Koh-i-noor. Now you might be thinking that in some British invasion it must have happened. Well, yeah, but that's not as simple as that. The story is a whole lot complicated. After him came Sikandar Lodi. He was pretty much an efficient ruler, but he also died due to the curse. Then came Ibrahim Lodi, who gained power the moment the Delhi Sultanate started to collapse. And at that time, another warrior was coming in from the outside to invade India. His origin was somewhere around in Transoxiana, in Iran probably, or Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, well, wherever. The point is, his existence started from around here, in Transoxiana. While the Timurid Empire was dying, a lot of different hordes and clans were all fighting to gain control of the empire. Now, one of those tribes was the tribe to which that guy belongs to, who invaded India. Unfortunately, his father was unable to conquer as much, so he gave up and went on to his other talents. Drinking, playing poker. Okay, fine, poker probably did not exist at that time. But never mind. But whatever, he just had fun of himself. One day, he was climbing up in a tower to feed the pigeons on the top. Unfortunately, the building collapsed in a while. And the young child's father was buried under the rubble. Heck, that guy was the leader of that tribe, or horde, or whatever. And that guy was Babar, whose real name was Zahiruddin. All of Babar's uncles took it as an opportunistic turn to take their parts of land. But Babar had nowhere else to sleep. So young Babar and his mother Kutlug defended the land well. Eventually, they ventured from Transoxiana to Samarkand to Afghanistan, where he caught hold of Kabul and Kandahar. Unfortunately over there, Kutlug died, probably due to old age. Wonderful warrior she was. Yep, Kutlug was a girl, rather lady. Eventually, the Ottoman Empire spread around Asia, Africa, and Europe. And one such place to which it expanded to was around the newly established Mughal kingdom. Over there, the Turkish sultans decided to offer help to the Mughals in the form of exported gunpowder. Babur decided to send some peace letters over to Delhi, asking for a treaty or even an alliance in the best case. But Babur got no response. Letter after letter, there was literally no response at all. Babur took it as a hostile stance of the Delhi Sultanate. And it was. Sultan Ibrahim Lodi had a formidable army of like 300,000 soldiers, out of which 300 were elephants. Wow, if you wanted to defeat the Delhi army, you needed to have an army just as big, or so was the belief in India. But over here in Kabul, Babur decided to attack Delhi with only 15,000 troops. Wow, that's very less. Well, Babur was a military genius, and the Delhi Sultanate had never heard of the term gunpowder. It was said to have invented in China, where some chef mixed some random stuff and it all of a sudden caught fire and boom! Gunpowder was invented. It was used to make firecrackers and weapons that go boom! Okay, I was not meant to shake that. Sorry. Well, Babur divided his army into flanks. The first two flanks circled the enemy army. The third flank later on fired gunpowder. And the gunpowder was in the form of cannons. The cannons were on movable mountlets, so they could change positions. Wow, that's what I call genius. And the plan worked like a charm. And the result was a devastating defeat for the Delhi Sultanate. Now let's rather skip how others died, rather the battles of the others. Babur died due to old age, Humayun fell down the stairs, Akbar died due to disease, Jahangir died due to probably assassination, Shah Jahan died to some torture spread by Aurangzeb, and Aurangzeb, who was a mighty efficient less ruler, way too strict, and who destabilized the Mughal Empire, died while campaigning at 84. Oh, they all had to be brutal deaths, though. Probably it's because of the Kohinoor curse. Afterwards, there were not many successful leaders. And that's where the Safavid ruler Nadir Shah decided to attack the Delhi Sultanate. He marched with his entire army and defeated the Mughal army very easily. Now, the Delhi civilians were all frightened. What should they do? Then came a good news. Somebody just said that Nadir Shah all of a sudden died in his camp. Then the people of Delhi sprung up with swords, daggers, knives, pans, pots, and whatever, and massacred like 2,000 to 3,000 soldiers. But Nadir Shah was alive in his camp, and he clearly did not like it. Oh no, he was in a rage. So he ordered a massacre. For the next 6 bloody hours, 20,000 to 30,000 Delhi civilians were massacred. Ouch, that's brutal. And to stop the massacre, Shah Alam, the then Mughal king, literally handed the key to the treasury of the Mughal Empire. He also snatched the peacock throne. And the peacock throne contained the Koh-i-noor. Now, how did the Britons extract the Kohinoor out of nowhere? We'll see. Coming back to our story. Also, the Delhi civilians were taxed 20 lakh rupees. And 1 rupee at the time was at least 1 crore of today. Divide 1 crore by 82. That's how many dollars will it cost per rupee at the time. Sheesh, that has to be very much. And since it's 20 lakhs, and 1 lakh literally means 100,000, and to make it more simple, 10 lakhs means 1,000,000. Now at first divide 10 million by 82. Then put 8 zeros and the real value of 10 crore is 100 million. Wow, that has to be some amount. And that Safavid ruler Nadir Shah stole just enough money to run the entire Persian Empire for 3 years with no tax. Now back in Persia, Nadir Shah named the beautiful gem the Koh-i-noor, literally meaning the mountain of lights. But eventually, 6 months later, Nadir Shah himself was assassinated. And the assassination was conducted by Ahmad Shah Durrani of Afghanistan. Then later on, Shah Durrani was killed in battle by Ranjit Singh of the Sikh Empire and Shah Suja Durrani. Ranjit Singh asked for the Kohinoor, and Ranjit Singh was the founder of the Sikh Empire. Shah Suja Durrani immediately accepted it, and then there was a fierce battle at Kabul. Eventually, Ahmed Shah Durrani was killed, and the battle lost. Shah Suja immediately exported the Kohinoor to Ranjit. But that was a big mistake because the Brits were approaching. The Britons came all the way from over here to here. Yeah, guys, they invaded a good chunk of Africa and America. No, not over here. Then over here, where they settled at, what city was it? Yeah, Kalikata, which they created into Calcutta. If you're asking where Calcutta is, then let me point it out to you. See Kolkata over here? That's present-day Calcutta. Means Calcutta was around Kolkata. Never mind. They eventually subdued the Mughals, took over most of South India, and were now on the conquest in the Sikh Empire, which held the Kohinoor. Ranjit Singh was killed in battle, the first battle between the Brits and the Sikhs. Then later on, his son Duleep Singh took over. Now the catch is, Duleep Singh was a 10-year-old. And after losing another battle, the treaty contained the handover of the Kohinoor to the Brits. Duleep Singh immediately accepted it, and then the Noor was shipped all the way to England. Now look, at that time, the pathway was like this, under Africa. Oops. No, not here, it's the Mediterranean. Yeah, till the Brits. Because at that time, there was no such channel over here created. I don't remember the name of the channel though. But whatever it is, it was not over there at the time. So yeah. Right. So Levi Benjamin Wurzanger cut the Kohinoor into an oval perfect and handed it over to the Queen at the time, Queen Victoria the First. The gem was embedded on her crown. Even though Victoria hated it because it showed a huge amount of violence and all that, all the civilians of London, well, the entire United Kingdom, they were all demanding the Queen to keep the diamond. Plus, if she let go of the diamond, then the economic value of Britain will seriously collapse. A diamond at the time was not as cheap, and prices and currency were not as inflated as they are today. Now imagine the economic impact that Britain will face. Right. So after that, whatever male ruler came in, they surprisingly died very early on, or faced a heavy downfall. Now what do you guys think? Was it because of space aliens? Nah, that myth wasn't created at the time. Then was it because of assassination? No. Actually, it's most probably because of the curse which Khilji wrote. Remember it? I do. Never mind. Skipping over to 2022, the last owner of the Kohinoor, Queen Elizabeth II, died at the 8th of August. She was the last owner of the Koh-i-noor because of the curse. So no man could have owned it. And currently, the crown is currently in the Tower of London for public display. and currently multiple countries debate the Koh-i-noor to be theirs. The countries include India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and a country which isn't even a country, the Talibani terrorist tribe. Now, they're all for some specific reasons about history, but according to me, the Koh-i-noor should be shipped back to India. But over here, Britain claims that the Koh-i-noor was gifted to them. Now, that's pretty unfair because the Sikh Empire, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and even the Talibani terrorist tribe, they're all way different from each other. And the Kohinoor originated from the Kohinoor Diamond mine around the Kohinoor river mouth. And just for reference where the Talibani terrorist tribe is, it has conquered almost all of Afghanistan. Now, of course, over here, there's a gentle touch between India and Afghanistan, right? See it? Well, the chances are that Britain will keep the Kohinoor all for themselves, and India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and even the Taliban terrorist tribe will never be able to claim it. But who knows what will happen eventually? Currently, Britain is in an economic crisis. So guys, I guess that'll be it about the Kohinoor. This is me signing off.